Welcome to the Raven Space on YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Mailbag, where we answer your questions about the Baltimore Ravens. I'm super excited. Please subscribe to the Raven Space on YouTube for the best Baltimore Ravens content on the internet. If you're a true Ravens fan, we have a lot of great content for you guys, so please subscribe. Also, please comment your question in the comment section below, and we will answer it on the next mailbag. Also, we're going to do something new. If you are a Patreon subscriber, we're going to start a mailbag that is exclusively your questions. So if you feel like, Jason never sees your question, $1 a month, and you'll be guaranteed to get it answered. So, and a special shout out to our Patreon subscribers, because you guys help us keep it going on. Now, let's hop into the first question. And this question comes from Chris Torres, and he asked, Is Minkah Fitzpatrick a possibility? It's a question. Let's just say this: Minkah Fitzpatrick is the real deal Holyfield. He looks just like Jalen Ramsey to me on the field. Big, strong, aggressive, physical, great ball skills. I think he was the best player on Alabama last year. And I would say that there's no chance in HE double hockey sticks that the Ravens can get him. I honestly think he'll be the third pick in the draft after the two quarterbacks. Some mock drafts have him going even higher than that. I do not think so. But he is a great player. I would love to have him. But I know that you're going to have to give up some picks to go get another cornerback on a team where the Ravens have plenty of cornerbacks right now. The only chance the Ravens have is if we found out that he's like, I don't know, a drug dealer or something, and he drops all the way down to 16. But I'm sure he's not a drug dealer, and I'm sure he's not a bad guy, so we won't get him. So, good dream, but it's not going to happen. Not in this century. Maybe something happens, but I don't think so. Thank you so much for your question. And now we're going to go to the next one. And this question comes from #1 Ravens fan. And he asked, what should we do about the quarterback situation? Great question. And my answer is, let's help out the quarterback. Okay, guys, I know this was last offseason. I will not let go of the fact that John Harbaugh said our goal is to help out Joe Flacco. He said that. I'm not making this up. He said that. They did not do that. In the draft, they went all defense, and then they picked up older receiver who at the time we thought was going to be a big deal, but Macklin ended up not being that. He was injured through a lot of the season. You got to go get a receiver that can change the game for Joe Flacco. I think the quarterback situation is not as bad as people think it is. I think that you can easily take a quarterback later in the draft. You have Woodrum, who will show potential, and then you have Joe Flacco for 2 to 3 more years. That is a good quarterback situation. Is it the best? No, it's not the best, okay? We're not the Patriots who had Tom Brady, Garoppolo, and then Jacoby Brissett, all quarterbacks who I think can start, honestly. We're not, the Vikings that have Case Keenum, Bridgewater, and Bradford when they're healthy. We're not that team. But we are not, we're not the Cardinals, right? We're not a team with literally no quarterback. So I think the quarterback situation is fine. The best thing we can do is to help out the quarterback that we have, because we know that Joe Flacco has the potential to be a Super Bowl winner because he's done it before. So now we're going to go to the next question. Thank you so much for your question. And this question comes from Killer Penguin. And he says, if we get Landry, do you think we should still get a wide receiver in the draft? I would say, well, first I'm going to say it depends on what happens to Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace is a key part of this whole scheme because Mike Wallace was the best receiver on the Ravens last year. If Mike Wallace stays in Baltimore, then I say there is no chance. If Mike Wallace leaves, then I say, then I say you maybe go get another receiver. It depends on what Mike Wallace does, because really Mike Wallace makes an okay amount of money. He makes less than Jarvis is going to make. He makes less than Robinson's going to make. But, you know, if you free up that money, then it helps you go get that receiver and then go possibly go get another receiver in the draft. But does that address the offensive line is the question. I honestly think if you go get a receiver from free agency, you go get an offensive lineman, because let's say you get Jarvis Landry, you have Landry, you have to hope Macklin can stay healthy, and you have to get something out of Perryman. You can't re-sign Mike Wallace, go get Landry, and then have Landry, Wallace, Perryman, and Macklin all fighting for space. Then you have up-and-comers like Chris Moore, who played great at the end of the season, Campanero, who played great at the end of the season. So that's too much, right? Especially for a team that really wants to be a run-first team. So I would say you go get one receiver, and you have to get something out of Perryman, or you got to trade him. You got to get something out of Perryman, or he has to go, or you got to let him go. So I would say right now, if you get a receiver in the free agency, then you go offensive line in the draft. If you go offensive line in free agency, then you go receiver in the draft. So now we're going to go to our last question of the day. And this question comes from Joe Flacco. Interesting. And Joe Flacco asked, is Austin Howard actually good? I thought he played well, but tons of mock drafts have us drafting a tackle. Thank you so much, Joe, for asking this question about your own offensive lineman. I hope he does not watch this. But I will say that, yes, he's good. But he's not great, and he's old. And you know, you get some young youth in there, some young blood in there, you might have a real chance to, you know, do something spectacular. Let's just go through our offensive line, and we can see who is Austin Howard better than. Is he better than Ronnie Stanley? No. Is he better than Alex Lewis? Maybe. I would say yes. I'm not a fan of Alex Lewis. I know you guys love him, so this is one of my takes that I know, you know, everybody hates when I say this. I don't think Alex Lewis is a good guard, but that's for another video. Matter of fact, I'll make a feature on it for you guys, so you guys can yell at me and dislike my videos and whatnot. Then at center, you have Ryan Jensen. He's not better than Ryan Jensen. Then you have Marshall Yonda at guard. So right now right now, if you like, so basically, if you like the left guard, then he's the worst offensive lineman on the team right now. I think he's the second worst. I would go either a guard or a tackle in this draft. And I might even go first two picks, offensive line. It's a very strong offensive line draft. And we get one of these about every 5 years, where the offensive line draft has bruisers, big boys. I think we'll see 5 offensive linemen go in the first round this year. Probably toward the later 5 or 4. I think it's going to be a good draft. But I would say that he is good, but he's old. He's worn down. And I really do think it's time for him to take a back row. So he's okay. He's okay. We are going to draft the offensive lineman somewhere in the first 2 picks. I really do believe that. Unless John and Ozzie think tight end is more important than offensive line. And I can't see them making that mistake. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, and comment in this video. If you want to join the Raven Space team and help us grow, please check out our Patreon. It is the way that you guys can help us out. Also, if you want to help us out another way that is not monetarily, and you really enjoy the content, please share this video on Facebook and Twitter. And then comment, you know, at the Raven Space, and we'll give you a shout out. Thank you guys so much, and go Ravens.